Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about regrets, and this is going to be a twofer. It's going to be a two-part series because today I'm going to be specifically focusing on the regret that you want to avoid, the fear that you have about losing your teeth because you're worried that this absolutely irreversible thing is going to be something that you end up regretting. Next week, I'm going to be discussing the regret that you might feel after it has already happened. And I've experienced both of those, so I have a little bit to say about them. You don't want to miss next week's video, so make sure that you subscribe to my channel, hit the bell notification so that you get the alert as to when I post that really super awesome informative video next week. Today's video is sponsored by Ivoclar Vivadent. For those of you who do not know who Ivoclar is, they are the fine folk that made these pretty Fenara's teeth that are in my mouth. They're a dental manufacturing company. They produce all kinds of equipment and technology and products that dental professionals use to treat people like us. And even more than that, they are educators, and they have decided to sponsor a lot of my content here. And so I'm very, very humbled that they want to sponsor my content here so that they can help educate you guys as well. So if you want to learn more about Ivoclar, make sure that you visit the link below. It is www.morethanAdenture.com. So one of the things, aside from cost, because cost is very prohibitive for a lot of people, one of the big things that prevented me from getting dentures for so long, even though I knew that I needed them, was that it is so permanent. It is irreversible. There's no undoing it. Once they remove your teeth, that's it. They're gone. And I don't like thinking of anything as being that permanent. I like to have options. I like to know that I'm free to say, nope, I made a mistake. I changed my mind. I want that back now. And that's not something that you can do with your teeth. When they're gone, they are gone. But the thing is, as long as you're seeing an ethical dentist that is not going to pull teeth that do not need to be pulled, teeth that are healthy and should absolutely remain intact in your mouth, then you really don't have much to worry about, because if they say that your teeth have to go, then there's no changing that either. That's permanent. We do not have the technology to regrow teeth. When a tooth is damaged beyond repair, there's no more restorative work left to fix that tooth. It is on its way out the door. It's going to come out of your mouth, whether it's yanked in a dental office or it comes out in your sub at lunchtime with your spouse. It's coming out of your mouth. And that's the place that I was at. And I was seeing it very frequently. I would brush my teeth and a little piece would chip off here. I'd be eating dinner and then another tooth would crack back here. It was just all going downhill. I was in constant pain all of the time, even when it wasn't an abscess that was swelling my face up and sending me to the emergency room, even if it wasn't a toothache that prevented me from using this side of my mouth because this tooth hurts and so I'm chewing everything on this side of my mouth. It was that persistent, unending vibration in my mouth. It was just, I don't even know how to explain it. It felt like my mouth was constantly throbbing from all of the pressure, all of the sensitivity. So they were making me miserable. Not to mention the fact that I couldn't smile, I couldn't laugh, I couldn't have confident face-to-face conversations with people without being embarrassed and hiding my smile. So there was literally nothing to hold on to. There was no reason why I should have been scared to lose them, because they were gonna go regardless. But I still had that nagging thought that, well, what if I could skip all of this? What if I don't need to get them pulled right now? What if I can get the money I need to immediately transition to implants? And then in my mind, implants, like I had no idea about the all-on-4. I'm thinking every single tooth in my mouth is gonna have an implant with a little prosthesis on top that looks like a tooth, and I'm just gonna have my smile restored, and it's gonna be as close to looking like my natural teeth at their prime as possible, even better, because my teeth always looked bad. Like my mind would create all of these scenarios in which I could avoid the inevitable. I could avoid getting my teeth pulled, because I was terrified that once that decision was made, once I went through with it, there was no going back. And now I am committing to forever doing this until at some point I can afford implants. I'm gonna always have these dentures. They're always gonna have to come out of my mouth to be cleaned and soaked and all of that. There's always gonna be the chance that they could fall out of my mouth. There's going to be the chance that this set that I get is gonna look terrible, and that maybe something is anatomically be preventing them from creating a nice looking set of dentures. Like maybe I'll have to deal with this forever. Here's how I was able to snap out of it. This is the thought process that helped me find peace in the fact that I absolutely had to get dentures. I had to get my teeth pulled and I had to get dentures. I weighed the pros and cons. I thought, what are all of my fears about getting my teeth pulled? And I listed all of them out, literally on paper. Like, these are all of the things that I'm concerned with. For instance, like, this is permanent and I'm scared that it's going to be a mistake. On the flip side of that is, this is permanent too. Regardless of how I wish that it wasn't, there's no wishing my teeth back to a state of health and repair. They were at the point where they could not be saved. And so that was very much permanent also. I'm scared of the procedure. I'm scared to actually go in and have all of my teeth pulled. That's scary for me. But on the flip side, wouldn't it be scary that this tooth pops out today and then maybe the next day it's my two front teeth that go? Like, I'm going to lose them regardless. And it's going to be a long, grueling process watching that happen, watching my confidence tank, my self-esteem tank, watching my quality of life diminish because I can no longer eat because I'm scared that another tooth is gonna pop out. And so to combat that thought that I had, I thought, this is very much controlled. I am aware of what's going to happen. They're communicating everything, every step of the process with me. This is what I can expect. And then I go in a healthy way and have them pulled by a professional. And so that's how I was able to come to grips with that, is that every single thought that told me this is a bad idea, I thought about how it's actually better than the alternative. It is normal. You do grieve the loss of your teeth. You grieve it. It's a mourning process, because as bad as your teeth are right now, you're used to them. They're familiar to you. You at least somewhat know what to expect, where this is all uncharted territory. But what I'm saying is that we have professionals that give us guidance, because we didn't go to school for this. We didn't spend a decade or more of our life studying dentistry and what goes into restoring teeth. That's what they do. That's what they get paid to do. And so when they, with all of their knowledge and all of their equipment and tools, x-rays and analyzing the situation, when they say, this is where you're at, this is the options that we have for you, if those options do not involve bringing your mouth back to a state of health with your existing teeth, and they say that they have to be pulled, then you're already involved in something permanent. It's not going to fix itself. And so I have anxiety, I have fears. I've mentioned that many times. I'm very open about my anxiety on my channel. And a big part of that is from not having control, from feeling like I can't control the outcome of a situation. That makes me nervous. I want to know everything that I can expect. Like, what can I do differently? Like, I just want to know things. And so the idea initially about getting dentures and getting your teeth pulled, it is foreign. It's a new experience. I'd never experienced it before. I didn't know what to expect from it. But at the same time, as much as I knew that I can expect my teeth are not gonna get better, that's within my control. I know that it's not gonna get better. I'm aware of that. There were so many other variables that I didn't have control over. I didn't have control over the fact that I was going to get more and more abscesses in my mouth. I was never going to be able to get my teeth healthy. Every single time that I went into that bathroom to brush my teeth, it really wasn't doing a whole lot of good at that point, because there was so much decay, so much damage, that I couldn't even get in there to get all of that stuff out. And I can guarantee you, if I went and got a professional cleaning at that point in the game, at that stage of decay, that they would have broken off. Like, they were so brittle that they couldn't even withstand a normal toothbrush, let alone the dentist trying to polish up these little nubs that are broken off. And so yeah, our brains are wired to prevent us from doing things that are dangerous. And when you start getting anxiety and fear about things, your brain's gonna interpret like, this is dangerous, avoid, abort, don't do it. And then you get stuck in this thought loop of, worrying about the regret that you might face if you get the dentures, while completely ignoring the regret that you would experience 10 years later, looking back on the past 10 years of hiding your mouth, like avoiding people, avoiding situations that made you feel nervous, that put you on the spot, that made you anxious, dealing with the pain, dealing with abscesses, dealing with teeth breaking off, and all of the things that come with living with bad teeth. Those are the regrets that I wound up having. I got to a point where I was like, I can't fear that regret anymore, because look at all this time I've wasted, and I don't want to waste any more time. I'm going to do something that gives at least a little bit of my control back, where I decide, like, I'm not doing this for another 10 years. I'm going to go and I'm going to get this taken care of, and I'm going to deal with it the best that I can. And so that's what I ended up doing. So let me know, can you relate? Like, do you have that fear of knowing that your teeth can't be saved, knowing that you're in pain and you're experiencing all the problems that come with having, you know, unsalvageable teeth, but yet still apprehensive about getting something done because of the permanence of it? Leave a comment below. If you've overcame that, let me know what your tactic was. Like mine, it was writing down the pros and cons and weighing it out logically and trying to remove my emotions from the situation. What did you do to overcome the fear of dealing with something that you could potentially regret and not be able to fix? Next week, I will be doing part 2 of this, and that is where, you know, I did have a moment of regret, like, what have I done? And I'm going to get into detail about that and explain what it was and why I felt that way and how I was able to push past it, because you might find yourself experiencing the same. You might get dentures and then think, what did I just do? And I want to help you with that. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click the bell notification so that you get the alert as to when I post, and all of my social links are in the description box below, and I will see you guys again next time, and y'all take care.